so proud of that project, except for one part.
It's a nigga in Compton that wants smoke with both of you niggas, and you niggas is in North Carolina having a bromance.
Yeah.
He should stop barking up certain fucking trees, and then when they fall, you get up there and do this at your festival with your fans and your people.
This boy been competing in the game the whole time. I'm sure that DIYers over the last week, I mean, damn it, I didn't get even a few days to give my take on the Kendrick Lamar versus J. Cole friendly sparring. Why is that? Because the day as I am preparing the thumbnail, the literal thumbnail, for why I felt like Kendrick Lamar had the edge in round one, J. Cole apologized. What did he apologize for, you may be asking? I'm going to go over here to Twitter, where I first saw this, and apparently it happened at the Dreamville Fest that happened over the weekend. And during J. Cole's set, he had a really candid moment, a really honest moment in front of what you would expect to be diehard J. Cole fans, and he apologized for his, I use the term diss lightly because when it's the homie, it's not really a diss. I don't even call it beef. I think that's where people are getting it so wrong. For the friendly sparring in his round in 7-minute drill, this was the apology that he delivered.
I've been happy. I've been moving on my own accord, off my own desires, my own wants. Now, why am I saying all of that? All of that shit led me up into this point. 10 years later, after this song, I'm here. Here I am. I've been just chasing my shit, you know what I mean? Like following my dream and just trying to like head to the fall off in the way that I wanted to do it. And so I put out this project on Friday called Might Delete Later. I don't know how many people done checked it out or whatever, but I put this project out.
Amazing project, by the way.
And I swear to God, I'm so proud of that project because I know one, it's just a lead up. It's just an EP that leads me up to this thing that I've been working on for a long time. And I know the work it took to get to a certain type of skill level, and I love this shit. So that shit mean a lot to me, right? So I'm so proud of that project, except for one part. It's one part of that shit that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my fucking life, right? And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I got to keep it 100 with y'all, right? I damn near had a relapse, right? Because y'all heard some shit that happened 3 weeks ago, however long it was. Y'all heard that bazooka that was dropped on the motherfucking game, right?
I mean, we heard about it.
So all of this time of me moving on my own accord, for the first time I was tested. Why am I tested? Because I got the world and I got my niggas like, what you gonna do, Cole? My niggas like, boy, I must have had 1,000 missed calls. Oh my fucking God. Text flooded. I couldn't even answer my shit. Nigga, it's wartime. Boom, 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 right? Niggas want to see blood. And I was conflicted because...
Interesting use of words, especially when within his diss, he talked about how, I'm now thinking jokingly, he was saying that The Pimp a Butterfly was a boring album. And that was a reoccurring script within the skits on that project. I was conflicted. Misusing my influence. I'm pretty sure that was done on purpose, but that was interesting.
One, I know my heart. I know how I feel about my peers, these two niggas that I just been blessed to even stand beside in this game, let alone chase their greatness, right? So I felt conflicted because I'm like, bro, I know I don't really feel no way, but the world want to see blood.
I question that. I question this, and we're gonna, if you're looking for this to be some kind of J. Cole slander video, this is not what you're gonna get from this channel. I respect him for being able to say that in front of 50,000 people. I don't know, we talked about this in the last video, I don't know what the pressures are of being on a stage as large as a J. Cole and having this particular sparring, this friendly sparring, when the whole world seems like they're watching, especially in this day and age. Right? We can reference all kind of beefs, but those beefs didn't have the social media we have today. So I can only imagine, especially when you think about all the other nuance things that could occur behind the scenes that we will never see as an audience. Who knows the amount of things that it may affect, especially for somebody like a J. Cole who has been really candid about this being closer to the end than it is continuing for a career. But the idea of the people wanting blood, I cannot tell you, and I'm not going to use that as a metric for everyone, but I cannot tell you anybody within my circles or even anything that I saw on the internet that said anybody wanted these two brothers to be at odds, that they wanted beef. People use that word so loosely. It ain't no beef. This is you versus your homie on 2K. This is you versus your homie at the court. Like, we're just using this as an opportunity for iron to sharpen iron. I don't believe the majority of people wanted blood. The worst news of all of this would be from some alternative dimension that J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar are no longer here because of this. That nobody wins that That's a terrible line of events for something to happen. I don't think anybody wanted that. But I do think that in the name of sparring, people don't want to see y'all, you know what I'm saying, like, pooh, they want to see some bars. But I'll let them continue.
I don't know if y'all can feel that, but the world want to see blood. So I say all of that to say, in my spirit of trying to, like, get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my nigga back and I try to keep it friendly. But at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my fucking peace. So what I want to say right here tonight is in the midst of me doing that and in that shit, trying to find a little angle and downplay this nigga's fucking catalog and his greatness, I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a fucking microphone?
It's interesting.
Dreamville, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, correct? As do I. So I just want to come up here and be like, publicly be like, bruh, that was the lamest, like, goofiest shit. And I say all that to say, it made me feel like 10 years ago when I was moving incorrectly. And I pray that God aligned me back up on my purpose and on my path. You know what I mean? I pray that my nigga really didn't feel no way. And if he did, my nigga, I got my chin out. Take your best shot. I'm gonna take that shit on the chin, boy. Do what you do. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, yo, but I get what he's saying. I'm conflicted. I'm honestly conflicted because there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I value my friendship more than the results or possible after effects of us having this friendly sparring for whatever reason, be so personal or get to where it's so personal that we can no longer be friends after we no longer make music, right? Where we're completely at odds for the rest of our life, especially when J. Cole is sounding like all these interviews, he's sounding like he is really close to saying, hey, this was fun. I'm ready for the next phase in life. He ready to go pick up a flute, you feel me? Like 3 stacks. The thing that I, as a hip hop fan, as a fan of seeing this friendly sparring, the thing I'm confused about is, well, why even do it? Why even do it? To me, it's like, you ever had that cousin or that friend that you finally play video games with who's been talking like, yo, I'm the best at 2K. I am the best. I promise you. And it's like, bro, you always talking, but you never want. Let's play today. You finally play and you start whooping his ass in the first quarter. He getting mad. Second quarter, he start coming back, right? Matter of fact, by halftime, he's up 1 point and then he quits the game. No. And then he says, man, it's just, I don't want to see how ugly this can get. Yeah, I just really want to make sure that we stay brothers and stay cousins. Oh, we gonna stay that, but you gonna have to run me back this game. Like, it feels like you stopped it after you've already got your lick off. You got your response and then said, hey, wait. Look, you know what? Let's stop this. And I do applaud because there's another aspect of this. Obviously, I'm being a biased hip hop fan. There's another aspect of this in that there is a necessity to protect your mental health when so many people are watching. So many people are chiming in. I've never met J. Cole. I'm chiming into this conversation.
All good. Like, it's love. And I pray that y'all are like, forgive a nigga for like the misstep and then I can get back to my true path. Cause I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Past 2 days felt terrible. Like, it let me know how good I've been sleeping for the past 10 years. So all of that to say, man, I want to now perform the song that's a reminder to me.
He then performed Love Yours. Now, let's not be toxic, Curtis. Let's not be toxic. And I don't think I have. I think I've just been a typical hip hop fan that one loves this culture as a listener, but also loves this culture as a participant. And I understand sometimes things can look a lot different than what you anticipated they would when they actually happen. I get it. At least on my stage, in my life, I understand this concept. However, I do recognize that once you get out there, once you say something, once you put it on wax, you could never take it back, even though he alluded to even taking it down off of streaming at some point during the video. Once it's on wax, you can never take it back. So I really question what got him to that place. Now, there were a few conversations out here, a few theories, and obviously you take some of these with a grain of salt because everybody got their own platforms, and sometimes things are said loosely for entertainment or for those clickable moments. I'm not going to accuse Rory and Mal of this, but Mal describes a conversation that he had with Drake offline that talked about whether or not Drake was going to go to the Dreamville Fest. This is what he said that conversation went like before the apology was public.
He might get mad for me talking about it, but he know he my nigga. I asked Drake one question. I said, yo, you going to Dream Fest this weekend? And he gave me an answer that was kind of like weird Friday night hearing it, but Sunday night made all the sense in the world. He says, I don't know, should I? Because it's weird right now. Like, are we performing the record? Can we ever perform first person shooter? And he has to change the bar now. He has to shit on Kendrick now.
Keep in mind, J. Cole has said or alluded to that this may be one of the last years that he's doing the Dreamville Festival. And how amazing would it have been to be able to bring Drake on stage after they just went on tour? To bring this home after that tour has concluded would have been huge for the festival. I imagine he would want that moment to share it with one of the people that he sees as one of the best of this era. That has been compromised because of, well, one, the Like That verse. It's funny we're talking about a verse, by the way, that has done all this. And the 7-minute drill response. This does make the public look at it like, what are we doing here? Are we going to say something? Are we going to act like that viral moment didn't happen? Maybe this was another thing that made him kind of rethink, like, damn, I didn't think about the chips falling like this.
So we gonna shit on Kendrick every time we do the record?
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
And nobody wants to hear us together unless we're dissing Kendrick. That's just where it's at. Niggas don't want to hear new records.
It's a fair
Niggas
point from the boy.
don't want to hear old bops, old jams. It's a nigga in Compton that wants smoke with both of you niggas, and you niggas is in North Carolina having a bromance.
Yeah. And
He makes a good point. He makes a good point.
He's doing Mexican burpees in Compton right now. Right now.
This
current
nigga
moment
just
when we
put
say
out,
that.
This nigga just put out a 7-minute drill record that was kind of like a pillow fight, but okay, whatever. At least he stepped in the gym.
Yeah.
He's in the gym.
Facts.
Drake, the world is waiting for you to respond. But Friday night he says, I don't know. Should I?
All these things he said, I don't think Cole should ever, in my opinion, outsider looking in, I don't think you should ever feel ashamed or goofy. No matter where you're at in your spiritual walk, you are who you are, right? Like, it's not like J. Cole snuck his way into being one of the top 3. You gotta fight for that, right? If there are rappers, and there's a lot of rappers who believe this idea of there is only space for one king. This is a monarchy in hip hop. For those that believe that, they're gunning for that spot. Matter of fact, there are people right now who are like, yo, I want Cole's spot. Let me diss all 3 of y'all. All 3 of y'all. They're doing that right now. I started to think, like, I wonder if he's thinking about how responsible he may be for the expectations that people had of him. Now, once again, I will say, you're entitled to do whatever you feel like is best for your mental health. That ain't nobody else's job but yours. Damn it, you do what you gotta do. But in this culture of hip hop, competition exists within the DNA of it. When you rap a certain way, when you say certain things, there's a bar that's set. When you stand on those things, when you become better lyrically, when your skill improves, there's an expectation. Especially when we start to go down the line of lyrics where J. Cole is not sitting here being shy about calling himself the best. I'll give you First Person Shooter, which is the most recent, right? Love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey, or me? We the big 3 like we started a league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. When I show up, it's a motion picture blockbuster, the GOAT, the greatest of all time acronym, with the golden pen, the top toucher. Hey, yo, I'm just playing. Let's keep going down the line. The Off-Season Project, which came out in 2021. He says this: want smoke? Nigga, don't choke. I'm a whole effing nicotine company. Dreamville, the Army, not a Navy. How could you ever try to play me? Kill him on a song, walk out the booth, do the Westbrook rocker, baby. You can attribute a lot of this to just general rap bravado. It's not sending shots in any particular direction, but it starts to get a little bit more detailed. He said, F the rest. I'm the best nigga out. When I'm back home, I'm the best in the South. When I'm in LA, I'm the best in the West. No. There might be somebody out there that feels differently. 95 South, once again on the off season, he says, the shit's too easy for me now. Nigga, Cole been going plat since back when CDs was around. What you sold, I tripled that. I can't believe these effing clowns. Look how everybody clapping when your 30-song album do a measly 100 though. If I'm betting on myself, then I completely double down. If you hated on a nigga, please don't greet me with a pound. I be staying out the way, but if the beef do come around, could put an M right on your head. You Luigi brother now. Or you could apologize, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Music producers, rappers, and singers, are you looking to get some constructive feedback on your newest music? Joining Critique My Beats is super easy. All you gotta do is reserve a pass to critiquemybeats.com. Click on book a slot and choose if you want to get 1 beat review, 2 beat reviews on our live stream every Monday. Best beat and best song of the night is going to win a cash prize. Join us at critiquemybeats.com. As a rapper myself, I understand we have moments where we just want to rap our ass off. We just gotta say something. We just gotta say something. But I just wanted to highlight a few of those because I think it's important that the audience knows why they feel the way that they feel about a J. Cole and why they hold him up there as one of the best. That's not by accident. He stood on that. Right? He's made sure you understand that he knows what his position is. Now, I want to go back to, I'm going to go a few different reactions that I think were interesting that kind of give you a wide spectrum of how the internet reacted when they heard the apology. Here's one from Joe Budden. Let's start it right here.
Like, what a bold, mature move for hip hop, right? Very rarely do we see these types of mature moves. So I want to highlight that.
True. Shit, we ain't seen it in pop music and rock music when they was beefing.
Yeah. Like, if it didn't sit right with his soul and his heart and his spirit, and if you wasn't up for the task, I'm not with the cosplaying.
Salute.
Cosplaying is over now. Be who the fuck you niggas are. So if that's who he is, which many people suspected that that's who he is, or who he was, which is why we thought he should stop barking up certain fucking trees because they may fall. And then when they fall, you get up there and do this at your festival with your fans and your people. That one move. Now I got to think of the position that you put everybody in.
Say what you want to say about Joe, but I love going to hear his feedback on situations like this because as a seasoned vet himself who's been a part of many different beef situations, some that were in his favor, some that were not. I think that it's important to learn from those who know what a little bit of that pressure feels like on the other side. With that said, in this era of social media and this era, even when we think about Gen Z rap fans, I don't even want to call it hip hop fans anymore. They're just fans of one of the elements of hip hop, of rap. Right? Of MC, not even MC, just rap, right? There are certain things that because of the conversations they're having that are prioritizing mental health, usually when it's in their advantage, they're really easy to say, hold on, that's not fair. That man deserves to protect his mental health. By all means, yes. However, when you find yourself in the belly of the beast and nobody dropped you there, when you've set yourself up to be in the conversation of the best and you have stood on that and said, yo, I'm standing on that, it becomes unfair then when it's your opponent's time to say, hey, let's think about this. Damn it, it reminds me of that one commercial. This commercial pissed me off as a kid when I seen this shit. I'm gonna go off script for a second. Hold on. Oh, shit.
I touched it.
You did what?
I touched the ball before it went out, coach.
Come on, Alex. The ref did not call that.
You gotta be kidding me, Alex.
It's the championship game. Talk to him, coach.
I touched it. It's their ball.
This boy been competing in the game the whole time. I'm sure that things go unfairly in your direction as a player all game long, but you decide when it's time at the end to say, gotta do the right thing, coach. This is where I feel like it becomes supremely problematic, especially when you think about the tradition of hip hop and how some people are starting to rewrite competition's role in hip hop. Now, this is only one tweet, but I saw a lot of people echoing sentiments like this, where it's like, you know what? Yes, protect your mental health at all costs. If that is the real reason, protect it. It's your life. You got to live your life. You got to sleep at night with your decisions. But then there was a gentleman here on Twitter. Never heard of him before, but he said, he goes by Ron Abbasi, and he says, saying hip hop was born from competition is a crazy narrative and a lie. Let's do our homework, please. I don't think anybody who has been echoing the sentiments of we just want to see friendly sparring between these artists are saying that hip hop was born in competition. Even though there have been many documentaries that talk about how the dozens were the back and forth dozens of joking about your mama, you joke about me, has been at the foundation of how this thing came together in the DNA, especially when we start talking about Crush Groove. We start talking about Wild Style. When you start, see, this is the issue with taking out the elements of hip hop and only hyper focusing on one, is that you forget that at one point within hip hop, competition wasn't about beef. Competition, could it get there? Absolutely. Competition was about doing something productive that allowed you to, at the same time, sharpen up your skills in your particular field that you chose, right? Sharpening up your skills. So if you're a b-boy dancer, having these competitions do that. If you're a DJ, hell, that was the premise of Juice. If you're a DJ, these are the opportunities for you to see where you stack at against other DJs. How great are you? And when you talk about rapping, I mean, damn it, it's in the name, master of ceremony. Hey, can I get the crowd jumping more than like? This person also goes on to say, also hip hop is at its best and healthy when niggas use their platforms and influences to beef was crazy. Sounds like white man we claim to hate. I don't know where he's seeing those perspectives. I'm sure that they exist, but I'm glad he said this because other people started to bring some really interesting receipts. Here is a televised competition that you may find interesting.
Now, there's word out that there's a battle brewing between Run DMC and Special K and Kumo D. So I think I'm just gonna back out. Word.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Oh no, I hope it doesn't get bloody in these tight ass pants. Ain't nobody getting bloody. This is competition.
On the mic at this time, the coolest of the cool, they call me Mo D. In the place to be, Jam Master J. 1 for the treble, 2 for the bass. Come on, Jam Master, let's rock the place. I'm a dominator in my field. And when it comes to rap, other rappers yield. Cause when it comes to rap, I'm the epitome. The rapper's idol and my title is Kumo D.
They call me illa, fit illa. There's no one chiller. It's not Michael Jackson.
This is a televised event. Very early years of hip hop. Let's stop forgetting that rap is only one aspect of the elements of hip hop and that competition is embedded in every single one of those factions. Can we talk about this video here that also got pulled up as a response to this tweet? This video here is a conversation that Jay-Z had with David Letterman. And this is what he had to say about the difference between the competition that gets toxic and the competition that has always been embedded in the DNA of hip hop.
The idea of rap in the battle, like this rap beef that it is today, it really started as a competitive sport, like basketball. We'll play each other. In order for me to get on the mic and rap in front of the crowd, I had to be great. I had to be the best. So you would say, okay, you say your best rhyme, I say my. It wasn't a hostile thing. It was just, let's make each other better. You say something, I'm say something. Next time I come, I'll say something better. And we weren't even rapping for ourselves. In the beginning, you were rapping for the DJ. The whole idea was you were supposed to keep the people interested in the DJ. It was like, my DJ's good, my DJ's great. That's why all the DJs' names came first. Eric B. and Rakim, Jazzy Jeff, and the Fresh Prince. The MC wasn't at the forefront. He was just the master of ceremony, MC, right? He was there to say, check out how good the DJ is. And that battle came spawned from that time, and then it got into a place where it got really.
We can't rewrite history. Please, let's not rewrite history. So as it stands right now, this video is obviously going to be behind whatever happens over the next few days. There have been hints, there have been rumblings that Drake now sees that his name is on the clock and he's getting ready to respond. I'm not even excited about it. Maybe from the entertainment aspect, maybe because I'm a fan of Kendrick and I want to see what he does on this stage and this opportunity just to spark. But ever since the conversation of ghostwriters even came to fruition, I'm just not interested. I'm just not interested. Call me biased, but I'm just not interested in that. With that said, though, you got to love social media when they're able to accurately predict, some may say, what a Drake diss may sound like. I'm going to end on this note. I thought this was funny as hell.
Man, 8 a.m. in Barbados. Just flew back 20 hours from Kendrick's mama's house. Future's girl was in the jet with me. And what a gorgeous woman she is. Sorry, baby. I banged your mama. I'm not sorry, though. You started this shit, boy. And I'ma finish it. It was 2012. And you want me on Poetic Justice 14 years later, and the top 3 is the touchy subject. Future Metro and that little boy Lamar. Marketing budget costs less than my side girl's car. And my side girl's tall, taller than that little boy Lamar. I'm a daddy, you my son, LaMelo and LaVar. You screaming in the mic while I sit back and eat my caviar. Eat my caviar.
Oh, Lord.
Tables flip, turn, and rotate. Like Future's girl when I hit her from the back and watch that ass shake. Hit it so hard it's a crime. I increased the crime rate. Had to close my eyes. She told him that it was a blind date.
We know this is not real, but damn it if it ain't accurate of things that we have seen before. Look, here's the thing about what's going on here. All right? You gotta respect this, especially because this has been a channel. Regardless of what you heard today, do not get it twisted. Go check my Carfax when it comes to this channel. I have been very critical of this culture that I love, especially when you got folks that are losing their lives over real beef, street-related beef, personal beef, right? I even echo some of the things you heard Vince Staples say on the Joe Budden podcast, in that the people who end up winning this are the people who own both of the catalogs, not own the catalogs, but the people who are financially benefiting off of both of these songs being on streaming, right? Which is the Spotify's, the DSPs, right? Yes, we got to talk about that. Also, too, I have been very critical about how rappers will say one thing and then be completely different when it comes to charitable events, about what they're trying to, how they're trying to evoke change, right? We talked about, even D1 has talked about things where he's challenged the Rick Rosses of the world and how it contradicts their message in their music. All that said, I understand. Yes, this was a moment of growth in hip hop that we haven't seen. You gotta love the transparency from a J. Cole to say that that is not easy, because he knew, just like that Adrian Broner meme, they gonna cook me, they gonna cook me online. I just know they will. They already been low-key slow cooking this 7-minute drill, but damn it, they're gonna cook. But he prioritized him. He prioritized his friendships. He prioritized his own mental health, and he looked at the future and said, I don't think that this would be the best decision for me moving forward. You gotta salute that. Absolutely. But I would be angry if there was a company that presented their product, let's say it's a food product, that was the healthiest in the world, and I supported that product solely upon that just it being the healthiest. I didn't really like the taste, you know what I'm saying? I didn't care for the price, but I love the fact that it claimed to be the healthiest thing that I could ever eat. After they've done all this convincing over the years that they are the healthiest, they say, you know what? We're not. Matter of fact, shout out to Sprouts. They got healthier stuff. Trader Joe's got healthier stuff. This, to me, is a problem of the reason why we put Cole in the top 3 is because he is lyrically superior than his peers, especially the newer artists that are out here. No doubt about it. He has said that I am lyrically superior. Matter of fact, I fall into such a small percentile that you gotta put me in the big 3. He championed the conversation of the big 3 even in first-person shooter. However, now we gotta look at your product differently. I don't know how it's been for you. I still listen to Cole songs, but when he starts talking about, man, when it come to beef, I burn you, I end you, I'm Ali, I'm the great. I think I feel differently now. What that all means for me, not a whole lot. I'll get over it. There'll be someone else who will jump in this. Obviously, there's the rumblings of Kendrick and Drake. That'll be replaced with some other entertainment. But I do feel like, regardless if it's an inaccurate representation of what he truly feels, right? Because anybody who's been listening to his catalog, Cole, you know that over the years, there's been less of those bars. Forest Hills Drive, there's a lot of them bars. He started to teeter off and start to get more into the evolution of him as an artist and storyteller. Salute. But you step back in the ring. You jabbed. You put the uniform on. You got us ready. And then you bowed out. For whatever reason that was, really, because I think there's more below. It's always more than what's told to the public, right? And it's none of our business. Whatever it is, I pray that it really does bring this brother peace. But at the same time, as a fan of this culture, as someone who has seen competitions happen and it ends on good terms, it happens in battle rap all the time. As someone who still plays back the Big L and a Jay-Z freestyle, 7-minute freestyle, as someone who still sees how it's iron sharpened iron, there's a part of me that feels a bit disappointed that it didn't happen with the ones that I see as two of the best of our era. We won't get that opportunity. Instead, we get Kendrick versus Drake, and maybe that still excites you. Doesn't excite me, but I'll watch. DIYers, those are my thoughts about this apology. I still say props and salute to J. Cole. What are your thoughts? DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.